There's supposed to be a snap, crackle, and pop from these barnacles. Well, little friend, I'm going to have to leave you here. You helped me get over about 10 of those nasty trenches back through there. Taking a wrong turn was a real mistake there. Glad I found you. I'm going to leave you here under this nice tree. Quite an adventure. You never find quite the same type of beach any part of Washington or even Oregon. This is some of the waviest stuff I've ever seen on a beach. I have no idea how that occurred. But it's small sand, it's brown. It's unlike, especially, I mean, you want to compare it to something completely different, go to northern Washington and Ruby Beach. There's a lot of larger rocks there and it hurts to walk barefoot on them. This would be soft on the feet, but it's just real peculiar how it's all so bumpy. Usually it's pretty smooth. It's definitely smooth towards the water, but it's just odd. Whatever this is, I do not know. Okay, I don't know if this can be heard, but the reason I'm taping this is because I find this interesting, how those poles are just dancing in this water action. I'm sure I can't be heard because the wind is blowing like crazy. Whoops. Maybe this will help. That'll just curl it around more, right? There's plenty of boats being launched early this morning. There's a line at the line. They actually have like 3 lanes for boat launch. Usually I only see 1 lane. I don't know what they had out here, but it certainly was a lot. They had some kind of docking system out here that really extended into the water. It didn't last too long, and now it's just quivering poles that stick out of the water. And it seems there's a large rush of water. This is supposed to be the Columbia River, and this is the mouth of it pretty much. So maybe it's just a flow out of the United States and into the Pacific that we're seeing here. Yeah, humans tried to master this area, and as you can see, all this wood went to waste. This is where all the forestry went. That's why we're suffering from overforestation now. Hey, what's that? Oh, it's a thunderstorm. It's thundering in the area too. Something to be concerned about. Lightning can strike. And it's so foggy I can't see any of the lightning at this time. It's a little concerning. I didn't know that the thunderstormed around here. This is the first one I've seen this year. It's middle of August. But in the mist, this looks really neat to me. I don't know how it'll show up on video, but I can't see very far out. So all I can see are these dark poles, and all these rocks are put here by man to stop the breaks, stop the waves a little bit. There's an army battery behind me. They fenced off. I saw it as a trail on the map, and it turns out it's not. You're not allowed to go back there. Maybe there's another way to enter, but they certainly fenced it off. They fenced off a trail. It's a little frustrating. That's what happens when you see like things on the map. You see a trail, you see a wide open area, you're like, hey, I can check this out, and then you get there and it's all blocked off. It's a little frustrating. Yeah, a lot of activity this morning. It's only a Tuesday. Imagine a weekend or something. It's people just hanging out over on a parking area. Yeah, in Warrenton, there's a lot going on. Yeah, it just shows how much of a wave action, how much of a water action there's going on here. Strange too. I don't understand. Even with all this water rushing through, why the pioneers still decided to try to make a dock over the area. They really, I mean, they didn't do any studies. They didn't have the studies like we do now. We can look back and say that was a mistake, and then have to practice conservation to grow those trees back that were all turned into posts, and whatever planks were sitting on top of these posts that are at the bottom of this water now. Yeah, there's plenty of areas from Aberdeen to here where people just tried to build out as far as they could into the water with these wooden posts to just later now in modern times, 2014, have us sit at these relics of what they used to be. To me now they're just posts in the water throughout the area. They're all down the shoreline here. There's a lot of activity with that. But we relied on water more back then. Okay, too. I think this is where the Columbia River meets the ocean. You can see there's a lot of the beach looked weird when I was coming up here. I walked, I don't know, maybe over half a mile. It's really windy, so maybe I could cover this with something. I'll try this. Okay, so this is the Pacific Ocean. I'm sure of it. It really feels like the edge. You can see how wavy it is, and then how the Columbia River just lacked waves. Well, they do pick up. I mean, there's a gray area, but there's virtually none. Just like a half mile back there on the beach. Then you hit this, and this is like the spot where the ocean waves really crash into the Columbia River. And you can see it. Maybe the ground is higher than I think. Probably is, and that's causing some of the wave action. But yeah, this is the mouth, so It's probably Washington, way over there somewhere. Yeah, this is definitely the Pacific. Whoops, a little close to the water. Uh-oh. Okay, backing up. I'm not barefoot, so I don't really want to get wet. Yeah, that came. Well, it didn't hit where I was standing. That wave will hit where I'm standing. But yeah, so that's pretty neat. A lot of foggy water activity. I've been hearing this foghorn the whole time I'm out here. If you can see, there's a ship off in the distance, and it's been sounding its horn every 15 seconds or so. It's very foggy out here, windy, trying to cover up the wind, not sure if that's working. But yeah, it's at the mouth where the Columbia River meets the Pacific, which I walked away from over there. This is like some kind of barrier, or it used to be a pier back in the early 1900s, and we had all kinds of wood all kinds of trees to chop down for it. But now we've largely abandoned these projects. The seagrass has a lot of this seed. I have no idea if it's edible for humans or not, but it's just regular seagrass, and there's all kinds. You could just play with it. It looks like it's, yeah, that's the size of any other grain, but it's hard to say what the edibility is of it out in this sea of grass.